Okay, Melanie, what do you know about Maria Felix?
I know she was born in the house across from where Teresita's hotel is. She was blacklisted for being a communist, and I don't know if that was true, but...
She's considered the Elizabeth Taylor of Mexico.
Oh, what do you know about Maria Felix?
Well, only what I've heard, and I'm told she was the Marilyn Monroe of Mexico.
Sam, what do you know about Maria Felix?
She was a real, I better not say that.
Married to the man who wrote Granada, and it is now in Spain. And there's a,
What?
there's a what do I want to say?
Statue?
A statue of him.
Okay, Augustine Lara. She was
Augustine
married to
Lara,
him.
and he's
Okay.
from, for me, he's more interesting. No, he's from Nogales.
What do you know about Maria Felix?
She has black hair.
Okay. Cynthia.
I know that she was a wonderful actress. She came to act in the United States at one time and then swore she would never go back to the United States, and went on to have a very prolific career through Europe and
Mexico. Okay, what do you know about Maria Felix?
Absolutely nothing.
She was a very beautiful, sexy woman from Mexico in the movies.
Okay.
Maria Felix was a very famous, probably maybe the most famous Mexican film actress, and that's about all I know about her. I lived at her Maria Felix apartments owned by Linda Berantes in Álamos for 3 winters, and didn't see any ghosts flying around, didn't see Maria Felix at all. She has been long gone.
Catherine, what do you know about Maria Felix?
She was born and grew up a little bit here, and baptized here, and then went elsewhere, and came back a couple times to visit and didn't speak to the locals.
What do you know about Maria Felix?
Not a hell of a lot.
Felix.
Well, I think of her as perhaps like Elizabeth Taylor of Mexico, and I've seen a lot of her classic movies with beautiful backgrounds. I just love them. And of course, she's from Álamos.
Okay. What do you know about Maria Felix?
Virtually nothing.
Maria Félix was a very famous artist here in Mexico, a beautiful woman, but I know that she born in Álamos, and she spent the first years of her life here in Álamos, and we are so happy to know that part of the history of Álamos, and the people of Álamos grow like her.
What do you know about Maria Felix?
That she lived in Álamos.
Oh, do you know about Maria Felix?
I've heard that she is a real beauty in her looks and her heart, but absolutely I know nothing about her, and what a joy to come to the city to celebrate her for my first movie for her. So I'm very, very excited.
Oh, about Maria Felix.
She has a hotel in town.
Yes, she still runs it.
That's right.
Yeah.
On the weekends.
Oh.
I know that she was a famous movie star, and her house is over here. And I went through her house twice, and I remember seeing her in the movies when I was in. I had a hotel in Loretto. On Sundays I had nothing to do, so I would turn on old movies from Mexico City, and we'd sit around, drink beer, and eat tortilla chips, and watch movies. And some of them had Maria Felix in it, Pedro Infantes, all the old names.
About Maria Felix.
Not very much. She was an actress and well known in Álamos because she grew up here, and the tour buses constantly come by broadcasting everything she did, but I don't know that much.
Okay.
I know that I live in the house next door to her house.
Okay.
I know that I live not far from her house, and I know that I met her great niece when she came for the film festival just before COVID.
Okay.
And she looked like Maria Félix.
Tell me what you know about Maria Félix.
I hear Maria Félix is the Elizabeth Taylor of Mexico.
About Maria Félix.
Not very much, and he stole my line, so that's what I was going to say.
Patrick, what do you know about Maria Félix?
What I know about Maria Félix is what I just read on Google today because I knew I was coming to the film. I want to know a lot about her, and she was quite something. So I can't wait to see her acting.
Okay.
What's the question?
What do you know about Maria Félix, Lorna?
I know she was born in Tapizuelas and grew up here in Álamos.
Okay. Maria Félix.
Well, Maria Félix was, born in Tapizuelas, live in Álamos, and moved to Mexico City, be a movie star.
What do you know about Maria Félix?
Everything. Well, she was famous or infamous, but she was a great actress way before her time. She was for women's lib, definitely. And she held her own with all the guys and all the movie stars. She was gorgeous. She set styles. She designed jewelry for Tiffany's.
Right.
What more do you want?
What do you know about Maria Félix?
Well, she is one of the biggest actors in Mexico, and Maria Félix is, well, what I remember, she was a beautiful and icon of Mexico, and she's one person that is makes us proud, all the Álamos.
What do you know about Maria Félix?
Theoretically, she lived up the street from me.
Oh, Félix.
Beautiful, talented, and independent actress.
What do you know about Maria Félix?
Oh, I'll tell you, my wife looks just like her. That was what attracted me to start with, is that my wife, I called her my Maria Félix for sure.
I want to welcome you to our January movie night, and we have a great movie for you. And the board of directors is happy to present this. David's on our board. Who else is here on our board? Pam and Ellen are sick, so they're not here. But anyway, on behalf of the board, we're happy to have you. I wanted to give just a couple of words because the movie deals with the revolution. And you know the dates of the revolution, 1910 to 1920, more or less. And it was set up during the 30-year reign or presidency of Porfirio Diaz, and he was pushed out of power by Madero in 1910. He actually resigned and went to France. Madero was the president he was elected the president. He ruled for only a year, and his chief of security assassinated him. There were a series of leaders, but the four names that you need to know, even though they're not in the movie, are Carranza, who was president of Mexico up until 1920, and he developed the 1917 Constitution, which was very progressive. And Carranza and Álvaro Obregón, who was born in Huatabampo, and we're going to visit a museum on February 1st, his family museum in Huatabampo. And I hope that you will join us for that field trip on February 1st. The other two names that you need to know are Pancho Villa and Emiliano Zapata. Pancho Villa controlled the armies of the north, Zapata the rebel armies of the south. Eventually Carranza had Zapata killed, and But of course, Carranza could not run for presidency in 1920, but Obregón became the president, and he was the president from 1920 to 1924. Now, things did not end. It'd be nice to say Mexico was perfect after that, but like any revolution, there have been struggles for the last 100 years. The movie was 1946. It stars María Félix, who was beautiful and a wonderful actress, and Pedro Armendáriz, who was with María Félix on a number of movies. And so during the 1950s, these were the two actors of Mexico. And the movie, when I first saw it, I wasn't that impressed. When I saw it again last week, I was really excited. The plot had much more to it. It's a love story, maybe a love story that's hard to identify with. He is so much in love with María Félix, but aren't we all? But anyway, he was so much in love, it was difficult to imagine that. And María Félix, her role, she was compared to Taming of the Shrew, but that's not true. He did not tame her. He only gave her condolences and expressed his love and said very much all he wanted was for her to be happy. And for her to feel loved, eventually she chose him. I'm not giving away the plot. Okay, we'll thank Humberto Enriquez. He's going to turn on the movie. Enjoy La Enamorada.